words of Prophet Muhammad have been compiled in various sources from his lifetime and after that. These sayings have impacted not just Muslims, but many people from various faiths around the world. And this episode will highlight some of the most famous quotes and sayings of the Prophet Muhammad. How you guys doing? Welcome back to another episode of FTD Facts. My name is Leroy Kenton, and these quotes will be in English, so there may be some variations in the sentence structure and language use, but they still capture the essence of the original Arabic quotes as best as possible. At number 10, we have the passage and quote on "I forbid, I order." It says, "Leave me as I leave you. For the people who were before you were ruined because of their questions and their differences over the prophets. So if I forbid you to do something, then keep away from it. And if I order you to do something, then do it as much as you can." And that's taken from Sahih al-Bukhari 7288. Number 9, don't wish to be like anyone. And this quote goes, "Do not wish to be like anyone except in 2 cases. First is a person whom Allah has given wealth and he spends it righteously. The second is the one whom Allah has given wisdom, the Holy Quran, and he acts according to it and teaches it to others." And that's found in Sahih Bukhari 73. Now next up, the quote at number 8 has to do with defending believers. And this goes as follows. "All pious believers shall deem it their bounden duty to defend believers and to aid them wheresoever they may be, whether far or near, and throughout Christendom shall protect the place where they conduct worship and those where their monks and priests dwell." And that quote is actually taken from the covenant with the Christians of Persia that Prophet Muhammad had made. At number 7 has to do with strong believers. So the strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than the weak believer. Although there is good in each, desire that which will bring you benefit and seek help from Allah and do not give way to incapacity. If something happens to you, do not say, "If only I had done such and such." Rather say, "The decree of Allah. He does what He will. Otherwise, you will open yourself up to the action of Shaitan." And that's found in Sahih Muslim 2664. Alright, number 6 is an interesting passage about praying and being kind and striving for the cause of Allah. This one goes as follows. Once the Prophet Muhammad was asked, "Tell us what action is dearest to Allah." He answered, "To say your prayer at its proper time." Again he was asked, "What comes next?" Muhammad said, "To show kindness to parents." Then what? He was asked, "To strive for the cause of Allah." And that's taken from Ibn Masad Bukhari. Halfway now at number 5, let's take a look at it being better to sit alone. Really? Okay. So this is how the quote goes. "It is better to sit alone than in company with the bad. And it is better still to sit with the good than alone. It is better to speak to a seeker of knowledge than to remain silent, but silence is better than idle words." And that's taken from Bukhari. Yeah, whole lot of saying and information packed into that one. Now moving on to the quote at number 4, "Allah puts you to the test." Now this is a very, very popular one. "Whoever Allah wants good for him, He puts them to test. He puts them through difficulties like a diamond or gold that has to be burnt, after which anything bad from it is removed so that what you have is pure diamond or the pure gold." And that's found in Bukhari and Muslim. From there we look at the quote at number 3, "Time moves fast in the end." And I thought this was a pretty fascinating one. So check this out. "The hour will not be established until time passes rapidly, such that a year is like a month is like a week is like a day is like an hour is like a flicker of a flame." And that quote is found in Sunan al-Tirmidhi 2332. Okay, so the quote at number 2 has to do with protecting Christians everywhere. "Everywhere, in mountains or in the plains, in towns and in waste places, in deserts, and wheresoever they may be, that people shall be protected, both in their faith and their property, both in the west and the east, both on sea and land." And that's also taken from the covenant of the Christians that the Prophet Muhammad made to the Christians in Persia. Now we end off this episode with a very, very popular one. It's about the two treasures. And now this quote has been mentioned by Muslims quite often actually. And many non-Muslims are also familiar with this quote as well, but it goes as follows. I, Muhammad, left among you two treasures, which if you cling to them, you shall not be led into error after me. One of them is greater than the other, the Book of God, the Quran, which is a rope stretched from heaven to earth. And the second one is my progeny, my al-bayt. These two shall not be parted until they return to the pool of abundance in paradise. And that is taken from the hadith al-Thaqalain. Alright guys, there you have it. This brings us to the end of another episode. This is a look at 10 famous quotes of the Prophet Muhammad. Of course, I want to know if you were familiar with any of these. Which one did you like the best? Any of your thoughts and comments, I want to hear them down below. Also, before I get on out of here, guys, just gotta let you know that our Facebook page is growing. Like at the time of filming this video, we have over 93,000 followers, so we're on the road to 100,000. Guys, help us reach our goal. And if you aren't following us on Facebook, I'll link to it below in the video description section where you can check it out and find more content that you're not going to find here on the FTD Facts YouTube channel. As well as, if you can, share our videos because it allows us to reach an even broader audience and it helps us to share information like the information in this video with more and more people. So again, the link to our Facebook page is below in the video description section. So I hope to see you guys over there as well. Okay, I said a mouthful in this one. I'm gonna get out and out of here. Thanks for hanging out with me in another episode, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.